welcome to Down the Forest Path video blog. Today I'm going to talk to you a bit about Awen. Awen is at the heart of Druidry. Awen is flowing inspiration. It's the creative spark. It's the fire in the head. When we consider that a human being is made up of non-human elements, such as calcium or magnesium, sunlight and wave, clouds and stars, we can see that all manifestation is a shared existence. We cannot exist without everything else. This is beautifully explained by Zen monk Thich Nhat Hanh, where he says everything is interbeing with everything else. We cannot exist alone, but we can only interbe. It's a wonderfully evocative and holistic way of thinking. And for me personally, it sits very close to my vision of Druidry. Indeed, for me, it describes Awen perfectly. When we realize that we're not separate from the whole, when we realize that we are simply a part of the connecting threads, then we know that we are in the flow of Awen. Immediately we begin to act with a different intention, and we live our lives filled with compassion, with honor, and with love. Our ancestors are with us all the time, though their bodies may long have physically melted into the earth. They may have disappeared from our eyes into the soil. Their manifestation has not. The ancestors have simply changed their form. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only change its manifestation. Neither can energy be brought forth out of nothing. We are all simply manifestations of energy, energy that has existed on this planet for billions of years. It's a shared energy, and this shared energy is not something that we can claim as our own. Ownership requires the belief that we are separate creatures. In our brief manifestations as human beings, we may think we own our house, our children, our pets, our cars. However, this is simply an illusion. We're only borrowing them, working with them while we are in this manifestation. Equally, when we are born, we're simply beginning a new manifestation. The energy behind that manifestation is always there. And this is the shared energy. This is the shared energy of the sun, of the moon, of the earth itself. It's in the bee, it's in the bear, it's in the holly bush. This is what it means to have a shared existence, not shared existences, but a shared existence. And we're all part of each other, so that we see if we fight with each other, we fight ourselves. If we grieve for another person, we also grieve for ourselves. If we act with love and compassion for the world, we also act with love and compassion for ourselves. We see that the plant that has died is still there. It's just in another form. And it's still part of ourself as well. For we have breathed its oxygen. We may have ingested its body. We are in its soil and it is within us. We are in this shared existence. Keeping this thought close to my heart, I can reach out and touch the Awen that connects the threads of all existence. That energy where soul touches soul, where the boundaries fall away, where we are beautifully inspired, We're inspired by the acknowledgement of another being and seeing ourselves reflected in that being. For me, this is at the heart of Druidry and at the heart of Awen. Walking awake and aware to the world, seeing the connecting threads, seeing the shared existence. It fills our soul with a beauty and wonder and helps us to walk with lighter footsteps, with more honor and integrity in the world, when our hearts are filled with Awen. So within Druidry, we learn to work with the Awen. We work with the inspiration and the flow of life itself. We begin to see where we fit in the grand scheme of things. We work to see how we can live with the least harm caused to ourselves and to the rest of the world. We find out what we can do to make our own environment a better place. We work to create peace both within ourselves and in the outer world. Using our natural abilities, our skills, we may work with songs of poetry. We may work with visions or herbal medicine. We may work in roles of teaching or counseling. We may work as celebrants for the community. We may work in law or in environmentalism. The list is endless. What matters most is that we are inspired in our work. We're devoted to helping and to conserving the natural world around us, sharing the Awen and giving back for what we have received. So our footsteps become lighter, our passage becomes barely noticeable, and like the deer, we're able to bound through the trees effortlessly. Indeed, all our senses become clearer, become sharper when we are filled with the Awen. But just what is the Awen exactly? Well, loosely translated, it's poetic inspiration or flowing inspiration from the Welsh word Awen. It's the connecting threads that bind us together in this shared reality. It's the threads that reach out to touch others, that inspires us in our work. It's the acknowledgement that we are part of an ecosystem. It's also a celebration of that fact. The poet Yeats begins his poem, The Song of Wandering Angus, I went out into a hazelwood because there was a fire in my head. And that fire in the head is Awen. It's the kick up the pants that we need to get things done. It's the fiery blessing of Bridget, the goddess of poetry and inspiration. It's eating the hazelnuts from the well of wisdom. It's about connecting with the world in soul-deep relationship. Seeing the threads we can move between the worlds. That fire in the head will not let us be, will not let us rest on our laurels. It's the flowing of creativity. The fire in the head is a gift from the gods. It's a gift from the ancestors. It's a gift from the spirits of place. We must learn to work with the Awen, learn to let it set our souls alight, to inspire us in our work as Druids. Being open to these connecting threads of the tapestry brings a sense of wakeful wonder to our lives. Everything becomes sacred. Flowing with the Awen, letting the fire in the head inspire us, we can walk mindfully out into the world, and we can honor the gods, the ancestors, and the spirits of place. Awen is truly at the heart of Druidry.